What's happening, everybody? What's happening? That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. Welcome back to ONYXCON. I am your host, Joseph R. Wheeler III, artist, founder, president of the ONYXCON Foundation. We're going to keep it righteous and everything it need to be up in here from here on out as we go into 2025. So I'm going to start with addressing some things as it goes with boundaries and maintaining progressive positive energy on this here channel. Yeah. And I'll break that down in just a second here. So yeah, yesterday when I went live, had a reminder, if you will, of how important it is to keep up your boundaries, to never let your guard down. It's pugilism, boxing. Protect yourself at all times. That's what the referee always says. Protect yourself. It's sad because no one wants to feel like every day you wake up you're in a war zone or you gotta be on edge all the damn time and all this kind of shit. But this is what's going on. This is what's happening. This is what some people, not everybody. I want to stress that so much. It's not everybody. We wouldn't have 1,200 plus people who support ONYXCON, who've subscribed, who've hit the subscribe button, who show us love daily, weekly, all the time, and give positive feedback, give positive, respectful comments, give positive, respectful energy when I go live and everything like that. If we didn't have people like that, it would be, there would be no reason I would be doing this whatsoever. I would not subject myself and my entity, my organization, ONYXCON, after everything rebuilt, to a bunch of nonsense. But it's not only people out here that are on the foolishness. There are a lot of good people up in here. You know what I'm saying? So I want to first and foremost start off with the positive energy of thanking all of y'all who are my real ones, my people who I know come respect for and only have good intentions and everything like that. And I've taken time in the past to address the nonsense, and I'm learning that, the best thing to do is leave no door or window or anything cracked. Have your house sealed. Have your house sealed. Like, have nothing open to allow pests. Pests only come if you allow, or if you not. Sometimes not because we're allowing. It's not allowance. It's like we just, like I say, the world shouldn't be this way. So you want to be able to just live, but hey, you got to take precautions, whether you want to or not. You got to become what you ain't if that ain't in you. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem understanding to be that. I was raised by a real father. You understand? I want to say that again. I was raised by a real father, because I know that's the number one problem for why we got all these people who act out. They never had real dads. Keyword real, because I got a daddy, I got it. Yeah, but he must not have been real if you would be a troll. Any adults would not allow the kind of energy and behavior that leads to adults or kids or anybody being trollish. It would not exist. So, real fathers, salute. Salute to all the real dads out there. Salute to all the real men out there. Salute to all the real women who understand they need to only vet and participate in relationships with real men. Men who understand respect. Men who came from something and ain't got to rebuild everything. There's nothing wrong with having to build, because a lot of people got to rebuild a lot of things. No one comes here perfect. There's no such thing. But one thing I've learned is that you do need to start with a foundation that in some way, in all the most important ways on the list of all your personal requirements for who you're going to allow in your life space, they got to reflect something mostly. They got to be like 90% reflecting the kind of energy you came from if you came from something worth a damn. It's extremely important. It actually keeps our households, first start with yourself, keeps yourself balanced, keeps your households balanced, keeps your communities balanced, keeps your countries balanced, keeps your nation balanced, keeps your world balanced. But you don't get that kind of balance when you pretend that respect shouldn't always be mandatory. And again, I've said this and I'm gonna keep talking about this. This ain't going nowhere. I keep saying the real way it goes is respect, power, and then money. Not money, power, respect. Little Kim on the Lock song had it all wrong. The only rapper to get it right since, and unfortunately he passed, from Mobb Deep, Prodigy, in his later development and evolution, said, respect, power, money, in that exact order. Respect is the first thing he said. He wanted you to understand he meant it. He said, in that exact order. And if you know the song I'm talking about that he did with the J Electronica, he followed up with even more wisdom, because obviously he was heated about something, because it was a situation that set him off to even put the lyric together. And then he went into a tirade about how he would snap a little neck. Like, don't test the older gentleman, is what he was really saying. I understood that lyric. The first time I heard it, I said, whoa. Oh man, they not ready though. They not ready though. But they're gonna have to be ready. Because the reality is, it ain't gonna change. The laws of the universe. Time is something. Age is more than just a number. It can be nothing but a number, but that's when people don't have respect, so they don't really grow up. They just get older. They still act like they did when they were younger. They don't have good examples of what maturity and responsibility and respect and order are. They weigh things on money first. So that makes them think they have power. And as far as they're concerned, they deserve respect. You see how that goes? Because they think, well, I got the money. Yeah, but you got the money from a corrupt system that's based on the same mentality that you are participating in. If you participate in the corrupt mind state, yeah, you will flourish in the corrupt societies of the world. You will, yes. You will be wealthy. You will get it. It took me most of my life to understand what I'm telling y'all. But I'm telling you, once you get to where I'm talking about right now, it will give you peace. If you're an artist, if you're anybody, you have to be an artist. Everybody's got artists in them, but that ain't the conversation today. If you have a logical mind, you'll come to understand, if you're blessed to live multiple decades, as I say, I'm almost as old as hip hop. I said almost. You know, hip hop celebrated a 50 this year. Almost. And so that does deserve a general respect. That does deserve a general understanding that someone has lived a certain amount of life, and therefore they understand certain things that someone younger just simply cannot understand. I don't care how much they know about life. I don't care how much they know about the way things go. I don't care how much they know. I don't care how much money they've made, because they participated in the corruption, found their place in the corruption. They made a little money. They feeling a little important in life. They think they got a little power. They think they somebody. It's okay. I've seen a lot of come. I've seen a lot of go. But what I know about that is, you want to maintain it? Start with respect. You lead with respect, you'll get the kind of money that it don't matter whenever it goes up and down, when the markets get volatile and your stuff gets weird or whatever happens, it won't matter. It won't matter. Because those who respect you will sustain you. Those who respect you will be coming through for you. They'll be there for you. They'll help you through the hard times. They'll make sure you're good. They'll introduce you to other people who are going to help you maintain and make sure you're good. But if you think, oh man, please, everything got to pray. I pay somebody to do all this stuff you talking about. When they never had respect for you, the day will come. They will be late. The day will come. They will leave you high and dry. The day will come. You'll think you got backup and you're standing by yourself. The day will come. Because people who don't have respect don't have order. They're naturally chaotic. Those who don't understand. See, the other part is, you can say the word. A lot of people use the, oh, that's what go with that. Again, in a corrupt world, respect don't really mean what most people are saying when they keep yelling the word. They don't even, it's bizarro world. DC Comics, the character reference, Bizarro. Zombie-like alien character, the absolute opposite of Superman. He's chaotic. He is chaos. Mortal Kombat 1. What's the reign? Chaos Reign. That's the storyline right now. MK1. They're trying to tell you something. I don't know if y'all paying attention. Mortal Kombat, MK1, the reigning villain right now, who was nobody. Think about it. He was nobody. He was just another badass in the game. He wasn't the top dog. He wasn't the main villain. He wasn't the main threat, the main concern. He wasn't the main any damn thing. He is now. And Bizarro and all that, that's the mind state. That's what's going on. So, you know, if you understand what I'm getting at, then you ain't got to worry, because you'll be all right no matter what. But if you are so lost in your personal pain and lack of and not understanding, well, if someone tells you, I had the balance you didn't have, I had the order you didn't have, I had to respect my elders, I had to respect my elders. It wasn't no, you know, if I feel like it today. No, you wouldn't be here. Like literally, when they said, we brought you in this world, we'll take you out, they meant it. They meant it. And they had the real, and they had and they have, you know, depending, because some of them are not with us anymore. Some of them are ancestors now. But I'm saying my elders, some of these folk, man, yo, trust me, they had the power. See, we got a generation of kids, they think like what kids do. They see something, they judge it on, they look at, again, the corrupt system creates these images for you to think, well, you know, it's big, so that's the more powerful thing, or that thing got more money, so he's more important, she's more important, or that person dresses like this and wears this brand and this label, and that, so that's why that's more important, and that's more, none of that stuff matters. And this is coming from somebody who likes style, likes flavor, likes all that in certain degrees, but on certain other levels, hell to the no. And I don't like when people just follow trends and don't even know the origin of things sometimes. They don't even care. They don't even want to know. They don't even want to know. If there was something about it that would turn them against not being in the crowd, they don't want it. Until the crowd switches, they just trying to ride with the wave, man. Let me just be over here with the people who seem like they winning. Keyword, seem like they're winning. And then when it all goes belly up, like your R. Kellys, like your Puffies, you know, when it goes belly up, then everybody, you know, the same people who were so down with you, riding with you, what they do? They all talking about how they all left them high and dry. Well, hell, some of us wasn't never over there to begin with, because we already knew it was BS. Already knew. You already know. You already know the end of the story. You can write it from the first page. You can write the rest of the story. You already know where it's going, because you live off of respect. And when you see that there's no respect here, you know it's imbalanced. So it's not going to last. It cannot last. That's just not the way the universe works. That is just not the way the universe works, people. Cannot. Absolutely cannot. So, in speaking of imbalances and giving examples of this kind of nonsense, right? On a whole nother level, Because see, look how peaceful it is today. No comments, no nothing. I like it like that. We're going to keep it right there. Matter of fact, I'm going to go in. There's a where you can put in exactly who and who cannot speak at all. I don't care if we could get 1 million followers. Let me make this real clear to everybody about how I am about this respect thing, how serious I am about it, how when people talk about protect my energy, protect my mental health, some people just saying stuff, they don't live it. When you really do it, you got to really take action. So I would not even be on YouTube if they didn't allow for blocks, if they didn't allow for dismissals of foul behavior and trolling type energy. If they did not have any kind of man, I'm gonna start a channel, put in all the years it takes to get monetized, to take the risk of having the greatest day of my existence on YouTube, and I'm happy and I go live and somebody says something that makes me wonder if I should be concerned about my personal health. See, then don't get it twisted. I didn't say the word scared. Will Smith in that movie, and I love it, I quote it all the time, After Earth. He gave one of the greatest quotes of all time. And Will is known for this. Will is known for this. A lot of people miss the power of Will Smith and what he really is. Will is a messenger. That's what he wants to be. That's what he is. That's what he's constantly doing. All of his movies always have a message in them, if you're paying attention. And he gonna drop them one lines, them quotes, them something you could live off of, a proverb level something. But in After Earth, he said, danger is real. Fear is a choice. Let's say it again. I think I said it slow enough for all the slow ones. Danger is real. Fear is a choice. So I choose not to fear anything, especially another human being. But I respect what dangerous things can do. So I'm always concerned about a dangerous fool, knowing that we all have to be, because of how bizarro world this whole thing has become. When you living in bizarro world, you can't rationalize, you can't bargain with, you can't try to seek logic where there is no logic. You gotta just, hey, it is what it is. Cock and load, stay sharp, stay ready, and handle it. So if there were no ways to do that digitally, because we're speaking figuratively, so calm down, YouTube. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Figuratively, we'll be all right, as long as we got that way of hitting them buttons, man. And that's what gives a lot of these little weak people the impression that they got power, because they hitting buttons on their phones, on devices that they have bills for. All of this cracks me up. It's amazingly silly at the end of the day when you really think about it. Like, all the concept of cyberbullying and all this, like, wow, this is absolutely insane that this even exists. Like, people literally could lose. All it takes is one cyber crash again, on the level of what happened in July, that shut down the airports. All it takes is something like that, and it happened to your phone. You know how many fools going off they self, as they say, people use the phrase now, I don't know when this became the official, more politically correct phrase. You know how many fools are gonna unalive them? Continue on. I will add that, like I say, people are not ready for what all of this is, with so many decades, hell, quite frankly, even centuries, since human existence, there's been issues with this whole respect thing. But we've reached a fever pitch. We've reached an opus, you know what I'm saying? There are different levels to this thing. There are levels to this thing, and we're at a fever pitch, you know what I'm saying? That's my personal take on a lot of it. And so, I said I was going to give this example. So here's an example. ONYXCON woke up. I say ONYXCON woke up, meaning everybody who's a part of my organization. And I get recommended posts for our Instagram, which, by the way, go by and follow and subscribe. You know, it's free to subscribe here. Eventually, we will have members. There's all these different terms for every page. I mean, you know, follow, membership, subscription. It's all the same, but it's not, because technically each entity, each platform defines how it wants to put labels on certain parts of it that are monetized. So here, you can be a subscriber for free. That ain't no problem. Once we get fully monetized and everything, at some point, or even once we get partially monetized with just 3,000 watch hours. It's a lot of watch hours, but we close, y'all. We close 2,200 or whatever it is. We close, and it fluctuates day to day because every day the clock starts over. I've said this before, but for those who may not understand how YouTube works, every YouTuber knows this, and some videos talk about it. But if you're not looking at stuff where people, if you're looking at a channel that's already monetized, they're not talking about this stuff no more because they're not worried about their money. They good. That's the only reason they're not talking about it. If you go back to some of their first year videos, you're gonna hear them, could you please subscribe? Oh guys, please, if you don't, I just need your money, if you would help me out. They're gonna be talking all that. My Patreon, they all talking that Patreon talk. They still talking about Patreon. Even when they get good, they still be about Patreon. If you could go and subscribe to my Patreon, you'll see more. I got more for you. You know, all of that, right? But no, we don't have a Patreon. At least right now, and I don't think I ever will, because I looked at it years ago and I'm just like, man, how many people do you want digging in your pot of gold when you finally get the damn gold? Like, sheesh, we trying to have a working budget here, people. That's all we trying to do about all this. We just need a working budget. Working, yours truly can work. This is it. This is the job. What do you do? I do ONYXCON. What's ONYXCON? My organization. Really? Wow. What is it? 501c3 nonprofit arts and creative lifestyle organization for you living your best creative life, aka your best art life. Oh wow, that sounds like a lot. It's a hell of a lot. Oh, so it's all art stuff? I mean, don't do that. What? You said stuff. Why'd you say stuff? Like it's, you know. Let me break that down real quick. What you mean stuff? What you mean art stuff? You know, it's funny. Somebody would say, what's wrong with that? Why is he getting so offended? What's wrong with artists? Why don't they just let us talk shit about what they do like it's nothing? No, we're not going to allow that. Artists are not ever going to allow that. Let me break this down. When you're talking to a real artist, think about it like this. You meet someone who is a doctor, whatever type of medicine they do. It doesn't matter. If they say they're a psychologist, they say they are a pediatrician, they say that they're a brain surgeon, they say that they're a veterinarian, they say that they are a masseuse, they say that they have a medical degree in something that helps the human existence physically and mentally, okay? Somebody tell you they're a doctor. Does anybody ever come back around that person when they see them again and say, so, you still doing that medical thing? You still doing that doctor stuff? Does anybody say that? No, they don't. I know I can answer that with full confidence. I've never in my life heard people talk that way to a doctor. And let me go on and give the other steady damn phrase. You almost can't say one without the other, because that's how the society is. Everybody's doctors and lawyers, doesn't God freaking damn. Are you serious right now? Doctor, lawyer. And even on that, by the way, that's changing. Oh, that's changing. Thanks to all this money, power, respect mentality. Putting money first. In a corrupt system that's already, where all three of those things are corrupt in the corrupt system. So it's none of them are the real thing. None of them are the real thing. Well, hell, money ain't real to begin with. It's so many topics here. The only two things that's real there are respect and power. Those are guaranteed when they're real. But when you get the artificial flavor version, which most people be talking about, okay, the Lil' Kim lyric version, I'm gonna tell you something. I was watching Lamar Jackson. Shout out Lamar. Shout out the Ravens. Go Ravens. I like the Ravens because of him. I like Lamar because he made me start caring a little bit about watching professional football again. I ain't give a damn about a football game for years. Until in the last few, with my father, shout out Pops, he said, man, have you seen this boy Lamar Jackson, man, out of Louisville? I said, no, what's up? He done changed the league, man. He's another running quarterback, and he the real truth with it. He got the arm and the legs. I said, what? Looked him up, watched the highlight. That was it. One highlight video I was in. But here's the point. I ain't gonna get off on Lamar Strong. It ain't about that right now. I'm about something he said. I saw an interview with him for Essence magazine. You can look it up. Look at Essence interview Lamar Jackson. It'll come up. That's all you gotta put in Essence magazine. I don't know the host lady's name. She was great. She did a great interview. I really enjoyed the way she approached her questions because I do interviews like that. So I respect the process. I know how it goes. I like to see a good interviewer. Anyway, Lamar said at one point, paraphrasing, not quoting. Say that again. Paraphrasing, not quoting. And let me go and add this because I hadn't said it yet. Views and opinions expressed by yours truly do not necessarily reflect those of ONYXCON's affiliates, associates, sponsors. Y'all know the drill. Don't get ill. Let's go. She said at one point she was asking him something, and he was talking about how he's big on helping kids and communities. He does a lot of charitable work. And he said in his own words, many words, not these exact words I'm about to try to quote, not a real quote, paraphrasing. You know, you got to do that so many times in this reality, right? But so many words he said, you know, it's got to the point where everybody wants to be famous. Every kid especially wants to be famous to the point where they don't even want to be doctors and lawyers no more. And that made me laugh, you know, coming from him. But he got deep with it. He said, you know, because he said, look, they all want to be athletes. Like he said, I am a famous athlete. I'm an NFL. I'm the, quite frankly, arguably the greatest quarterback in the league, okay? The MVP of the league, and I'm even telling you, everybody can't do this. I'm just being honest with you. Everybody ain't gonna make it. Everybody ain't got what it takes to do it. He kept mentioning how this life will make you suicidal because of the stress of it, the pressure of so many people judging your every action on and out of the stages you are on, whatever it is that made you famous. You know, and I knew exactly what he's talking about. Whether you're an actor, writer, producer, okay? Whether you're a drawer, painter, that's famous if you were. Galleries all over the world got your art. Dancer, singer, doesn't matter. Whatever made you famous, rapper, athlete. He said, yo, everybody can't do these things. It's cool to aspire to all these things, but everybody ain't gonna make it to this level that everybody is seeing as the fame level and the big money level and all that. So what's wrong with these other jobs that people used to say were the, and I laugh because that's the only reason I laugh. I love what he had to say, but I'm laughing at the fact that he only referenced the doctor lawyer thing. He's like, who's gonna heal us? Who's going to protect us? Now that's a quote. He said, who's gonna protect us? Talking about in law. I felt every word of what he meant. But to add to that, who's going to inspire us? Who's going to enlighten us? Who's going to charge us to have the ambition to accomplish anything because it started with an imagination, which is the department of the arts? There's no way around us. Every time you get dressed, you better look in the mirror and thank an artist. Every time you get in your fancy ride, and before you even get in it, you looking at it, you saying, man, that thing looks sweet. I love my car. Ooh, that thing's sexy. You better thank an artist. Without artists, there is no car. Without artists, there are no clothes. Without artists, there are no fine dining experiences. Without artists, there is no ambiance at any kind of venue. Without artists, there is nothing aesthetically pleasing about anything that you have gotten used to in everyday life. We are art life. Unapologetically the shit. The most underrated and underappreciated of all human capabilities. Yet, we are. You might ask, are you a militant? Yeah. But it ain't about race. It's about art. Because race is a construct. And depending on who's talking and which particular construction site you own, it's all a hot ass mess. I'm talking about who the hell you really are and what you really do and what it contributes to the rest of humankind. I am an artist forever and ever and ever and ever. I will be here forever. Say it again, KRS-One. Get what I'm saying. Forever. That's what he said. KRS, say it again. We will be here forever. Forever and ever and ever and ever. We will be here forever. Look it up. Return of the Boom Bap. Classes in session. While you at it, listen to that Sex and Violence album. KRS-One. Knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everybody. That's understanding respect. Knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everybody. Notice he said nearly. Why did he say nearly? I'm going to tell you what I theorize it to be. Because it does reign supreme. True knowledge, which can only be gained through true respect, because you have to respect the absolute truth and cannot deny absolute facts. Cannot have an agenda to dismiss real history. Cannot have an agenda to do away with what actually takes place, has taken place, and will take place in the human story. You have to acknowledge all of it, no matter how uncomfortable, no matter what side of the story you are on, you acknowledge the truth, and then you build from that. So critical race theory, since I mentioned race, and the concept of that, and understanding that it is a concept, a construct, and all these things, and understanding how it has been used to control and create boundaries, gosh, glass ceilings, gatekeeping, and all the other favorite words of 2020s, and even years before, many years before. We've been saying this shit, but it's become hashtags. You say it to AI and it'll tell you, well, that means, what'd you say, Twinkie? Bitty, 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 bitty. No, I ain't crazy, I'm just funny. And if you're smart enough and old enough to understand what the hell I just said, then you laughing your ass off right now and you hitting that subscribe button. But if you're young and think you know it all, you just need to humble yourself. You're not dumb. You just need to humble yourself and listen. Buck Rogers, for reference, is the beady 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 Twinkie quote. Twinkie's a robot. Look it up. Since you're so smart with your smartphones, dumbass. So smart. What you say, Cube? Smartphone equal dumb dumb. Can't remember my way home. What? Man, ooh, ooh, ooh. I take it like a vitamin. I'm gonna have to listen to it again today. That man down, certain tracks, specific track. You wanna see my best? 11 out of all the ones he gave us. I ain't saying the rest are totally whack or nothing like that. I just had preferences and I know what I can listen to every day. I got 11 playlists already made for you. It's the November 22 playlist for when his album and GNX by Kendrick Lamar came out same day. You talking about a double whammy. What? That's 2 generations of power came out on the same day, November 22nd. If you ain't heard them albums, we got it for you right here. All you gotta do is look in the playlist. But you gotta subscribe, because that's respect for all this knowledge being dropped. Back to the topic, let's get back on. Class is in session. Class is in session. The Honorable Joseph R. Wheeler III presiding. Judge, jury, and we ain't gotta worry about executioner. We let YouTube handle that. There will be no more trolling on this channel. Ever, if we can help it. Ever. No more. Party over, Garth. Party on. Nope, party over. Wayne, it's over. It's over. Saturday Night Live, Wayne's World, reference. Look it up. Classes in session. So as I was saying, there was an incident when I first woke up that I came privy to. Yeah, I went on a long ass tangent to come back around here, but if you still here, then obviously you're getting something from it, so don't complain and enjoy it. Hit the subscribe button. It would behoove you. So, an HBCU, and all of y'all don't act like you know what that is, because some of you don't, and it's okay. The problem is when you don't know something and you act like you know everything. HBCU stands for Historically Black Colleges and Universities. Historically Black Colleges and Universities. There are many in the United States. That is the ones they are speaking of. And we are going to talk about a particular one that truly broke my heart recently. I hate to say it. I really do. Y'all don't understand how annoyed and frustrated I was when I saw this. Annoyed and frustrated I was when I saw this. The HBCU known as Mississippi Valley State University, the Delta Devils, the green, white, and red. Green and red to be exact, white with a chaser, you know what I'm saying? That's their colors. White trim on stuff, green and red their main colors. They call their marching band the Big Green Machine or something like that. I think it is that, Green Bill. When I tell you, let me see, when did I first, I'm trying to remember if it was last year or the year before. I think it literally, man, was it this year actually? It may have just been this year. It feels like it's been more than a year, but I think it literally was just this year, if not the end of last year, that I became even aware of this school, because there are a lot of HBCUs that are small in campus, small in enrollment, and lesser known than there are ones that are kind of nice sized campus. They're just still lesser known, right? I know all the big main schools. I know all your Bethune-Cookmans, Florida A&Ms, of course all the AU schools in Atlanta where I'm from, Morehouse, Spelman, Clark Atlanta University, and of course Morris Brown. I know those, of course. I've been on every one of those campuses. I've had direct relationships with professors and had students and graduates, alums, or friends, or associates, or part of ONYXCON, or I could go on and on. So yeah, there's love. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Y'all want me to go on and on? I got way more. I got even other ones I didn't know about for a long time until I did. Like, you know, University of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Okay? Love their logo. They got this lion. Golden Lion's got a fresh logo. I still want this sweatshirt. Shout out to Collegiate Lux, my first go-to for all HBCU gear. Shout out to Collegiate Lux, L-U-X-E. Look them up. I see you scratching your head. I don't know. I ain't never heard. Look it up. All you smart people with your smartphones, all you gotta do is look it up. Collegiate Lux. Shout out to them. But Collegiate Lux is a brand that has some of the best velour patches with stitching to embroidery. When I tell you these shirts are shirts and pants and jackets and hats and all kind of just apparel for HBCU culture. That's what they do. That's their specialty. On a luxury brand level. It is a luxury brand. These are not cheap sweatshirts. These are 150 when they first come out. Might go on sale and get down to 90, 89, 85. I don't think I've ever seen one any lower than 50 bucks. Like ever. I don't think. I'm not saying it. I want them to get even lower because I just want to buy them all. I like them. I love them. I think they're doing an incredible job. They sent me a shirt years ago. Yes, I said sent me a shirt. Thank you. They sent a piece. I told them what ONYXCON is. I told them about the volume that we do in terms of our respected clientele and energy on YouTube, on Instagram, all the entities we stand in platforms for social media that is our network, and they were impressed. It took a while. I ain't gonna say it didn't. It took a lot of convincing, a whole lot of me not giving up after they kind of ghosted in certain times and came back, apologized. Oh, I'm sorry, we've been so busy, but I'm here. I see what you asked for, Mr. Wheeler. I've approved it with the head people. They say they want to help you because you say you want to help us, and we were, this isn't a quote, but so many words, you know, and we did the damn thing, bigger than big. I'm talking about big. In March of this year, went to Los Angeles to visit some fam out there, catch up with some friends and have a great time, and went to the Los Angeles Lakers versus Hawks game, Atlanta Hawks, where the Hawks lost horribly to LeBron and them putting that spanking down. To our defense, Ice Trae was not on the court, because I think if he were, it would have been a different story. I think it would have been a different story. Okay? I'm just saying. No disrespect to the king. King LeBron is the king. Gotta respect him. The man is, to witness him, that was my first time seeing him play in person. I've been following LeBron since forever. Know his career, know what he do, know what he capable of, but good God, goo to see that in person, man, that man is something ridiculous. It's like, did I just see what I just saw for somebody his age? Just what the huh? He did, and then he went, and then and the ball went in. Like, damn, this man is the truth of truth. As one of my silly friends once said, he the truthicus. Not the truth, the truthicus. You understand? So I, went out there and saw LeBron do his thing. And that was awesome. Like I said, that was awesome. But what got me, though, is the response I saw to everybody who saw me and what I was wearing, because I had put this fit together. I had seen the fit before I put it on. I had envisioned it, and I said, oh my gosh, I'm going to show out at this game, right? I had my Black Panther fitted cap with the metal-looking giant insignia right here. Had that Panther joint on, and then I had this, make sure I shout out the school correctly, the Panthers from Texas, Prairie View A&M. Okay, shout out to Prairie View. Any Panthers ever see this? There you go. Gave y'all the proper love, all right? The purple and gold, sometimes accented with blue, and of course black for the Panthers. All right, Prairie View A&M, HBCU school in Texas. And I had this, it's a white sweatshirt with the Panther all the way across it embroidered. I love to flash the image a lot of times in a lot of my videos because I like to let people know, oh, I can put it on if it's time to put on. Oh yeah. And it made me so proud to know I'm rocking a black-owned company, fully black-owned company. That's love, man. We need that. We need to know that when we wear our shit, we can get respect for just doing what we do. Not gotta have on LVs and a bunch of Gucci everywhere. No, damn no. So sick of seeing that. I don't care how cool it sometimes look, because hey, good design is good design. Fashion style is fashion style. If it's fresh, it's fresh. But I'm just sick and tired of kissing the asses of all these entities that never gave us any freaking respect till how many freaking decades later? I mean, shout out to Pharrell. Shout out to Dapper Dan. They doing the damn thing. Yes, they are leaders at these companies, but that's after they realize, wait a minute, now things are changing. Like, man, this black culture thing, one thing about them, you can't deny, man, if enough decades go by and they keep doing what they just naturally do, no matter how much we try to oppress them and keep them in a box, the whole world wants to do whatever they say did. Why? Because it's the oldest. You're coming from the oldest, man. Just, if you would respect that, everything else, all the cousins and everybody could be at the barbecue. But when you don't realize you are a cousin, and if you're a cousin, that don't mean you ain't family, dumbass. You still family. I don't care what your ethnicity is, you still family. But if you don't want to be my cousin, then we gonna always have issues. And the saddest part is there's some black folk who don't want to call you cousin. They don't want to acknowledge that we're all cousins. We all cousins, man. But black people of direct African descent are directly genetically linked to the first. Again, we're getting back to what we got to face. When you deal with the facts, when you deal with real history, you can solve any problem. When you deny truth, when you deny history, you're going to always have problems. You're going to always have caste. You're going to always have separations. You're going to always have corruption. You're going to always have a lack of respect. Don't worry, I'm coming back to what I got to say about the sweatshirt because it ties in with the school I was talking about in Mississippi. I ain't forgot. I'm real good with mine. I just got a bunch of bookmarks and a really big, the book ain't, I can't, what am I doing with my hands? Ain't nothing going to show you how big that book is. It's too vast. It ain't, there's no size for the book. The book is huge. It's galaxy big. I'll put it that big. Can't say universe because the universe is impossible to understand completely. But it is everything. Universe bless. Universe bless. Asheo. Amen. Ra. Anyway. So I'm saying, when you come from that understanding, it all starts to make sense. Everything can flow. Everything can be harmony, but people don't want it. They just want to, everybody want to stand and be, everybody want to be in charge, but don't even know how to be. You put the crown on their head and they collapse. Because heavy is the head that wears the crown. Your neck ain't strong enough. It ain't personal. It ain't got shit to do with your personal abilities. And I'm strong, or I'm bad, I'm this. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. It's a lot to carry, y'all. If you can just get to respect of those who understand this, they won't lead you wrong. They won't always know what's right either. I mean, well, it ain't even about right. They won't always get the results you would expect because it's another. Now that leads into a whole nother quote. Don't have expectations, you can't be disappointed. I love that one. Have less expectations, you can't be disappointed because you know how people are. You know their weaknesses. You know the potential of human error. And even in yourself, you won't beat yourself up because you understand as long as you're striving for the better side of everything, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. But when you lack respect, you just cut off all bridges. I'm going to say that again. When you lack respect, you've just cut off all bridges. Yeah, let me walk it out. I got a little time to walk it out with y'all, so I'm gonna walk it out. Stretch my legs, get my steps in while I'm about to be waiting on some things. So as I was saying, to continue the story and make it very clear what time it is. If you look at this story that I'm about to tell. Okay, so I was saying Mississippi State Valley University has this incredible band. And let me first give credit where credit is due before I get into my criticism of what has transpired and what they unfortunately have done or are planning to do that I personally feel is ridiculous and absurd for a school with its history and where it is. So, Mississippi Valley State, like I say, the Delta Devils is the name of the mascot for the school. Green, red, and white. They have an incredible band. When I say incredible, to give you comparison, if you know HBCU bands, schools like FAMU, Florida A&M University, okay, which to me, let me say that first. Florida A&M was my first love for an HBCU band. I gotta say, my second, or you could almost say 1.5 was TSU, Tennessee State University. So shout out to both of them. And the reason I put them in that order is I always liked FAM more for their colors and their mascot and just their pizzazz as a band. They just a unit. They just always had that thing. They built a program that every other band was trying to be. and have always been trying to be ever since I would say, especially the 90s. I won't speak before then, because I know some of y'all folk who went to these schools gonna be like, what? He said what? And wait a minute now. Now hold on now. We had a better band than FAM back in 1950. Well, I'm not talking that far. Like I said, I'm gonna give respect to my timeline, okay? I was born in the 70s, and when I got of age to the point where I would have even been aware of a FAMU, it was FAMU that came to Atlanta for a regular Battle of the Bands, one of the first major ones that was featured in Atlanta, known as the Atlanta Classic. I think it was just a simple name. And this classic, you know, it was a football game, of course, but if you know HBCU culture, whether the football teams are good or not, everybody come to see the band. Some people don't even get to the damn stadium until halftime. They just want to come in and see the band. Don't nobody give a shit about that fucking game. They don't care who's gonna win the game, man. The game is just a side. The game is an appetizer. The main course is to see them high-stepping, marching drum majors, the gorgeous women, majorettes, flag girls, all of that, okay? And every section of the bands, the drum line, come on now. Y'all saw Nick Cannon's movie. I was in the band in high school. And our high school, Benjamin Elijah Mays High School, Southwest Atlanta, marching blue and gold Raiders were the creme de la creme in their time. I don't know what they doing now. All I can speak of is what we were. The only band we gave any concern for back in my time, okay, early 90s, was Southwest DeKalb, and to this day they get respect. Southwest DeKalb, shouted. That was the only band we was worried about on the whole schedule, because everybody else, it was easy. It was a beat down. Now there was a few that were, you know, a little bit of a challenge, but it didn't matter. We knew we were better. We were just better. We were the truth. We took a trip. We would take trips where, I remember one time we went to a HBCU, and I don't want to name the school because it's hard, honestly, it's hard to remember which one it was. I always mix up which Carolina it was. I know it was in the Carolinas. I want to say it was South Carolina. But their band was not that big back then. I don't know what they are now. And we were bigger than them as a band in terms of the mass of kids. But not just that, we were one band, one sound, as the phrase goes, and we sounded amazing. And they were looking at us like, these are high school kids, you know? So just to give you a little picture of what we were, right? And I'm proud to say I was in Atomic Thunder. That's the drum section, Mays High. From Atlanta, you real hype right now. You giving me all proper respect, and you done hit that subscribe button. Even if you not, if you just know Atlanta, you hitting that subscribe button. Anyway, so my point is, I just want to give you a little bit of my resume as to why I say that I will give credit where credit is due, that they are a good band, that, you know, Mississippi Valley State University has an incredible band right now. They're smaller. When I say smaller, I'm saying, I don't know exactly how many they march, but just for, you know, when Florida A&M says the marching 100, that don't even mean that no more. That means marching 300 or something. Like, it's way more than 100 on that field. But that's symbolic of what they call it, because, you know, they were known to always march at least 100. So anyway, and that was in a time when they started using that phrase, everybody else didn't have that. They didn't have bands that big. But when that became standard, now everybody wants to do that. Like I say, in my lifetime, everybody's been trying to catch up with FAM. Then FAM they ain't never lost the crown. I can't say that. They went through some times, I'll put it like that. You know, and I didn't go there, so I can't speak too deep on it, but I do remember when, you know, certain issues with all that damn extreme behavior with the fraternal organizations getting kicked off campus and stuff like that really messed them up. You know, and that messes with your enrollment. I mean, kids ain't going to no school where, man, damn, you pledge something and you damn near die, or you do die, or what? Shit, I thought it was college, not the hood. You know, it's like, so that messed them up for a few years. I know it did. but I ain't saying it killed them completely. They still what they are. Fam will forever be a powerful school. They still want to, they still, champion level football team. Has won the championship for HBCU schools multiple times. And forever going to be that band. But I'm saying other bands started to grow. And then you had Southern, which is still the Southern University, Louisiana, okay? They the truth. Grambling is good too, but Southern is the ish, okay? Bethune-Cookman off the freaking chain, okay? And then I can get into a whole bunch of other ones. Hell, Alabama, A&M, North Carolina, A&T, Prairie View, like I said. These are all great band schools. I could just go on and on. There's at least 20 something you could say are the top 20. And they all gonna be off the chain. And in that 20 nowadays, I would personally put Mississippi Valley State University. Where they broke my heart is, I see this mess today. There was an article, it must have came out. And I'm looking at, you gotta always check facts. You see somebody talking online, you better go check. Don't, people get emotional. They get to just talking. You don't know if it's all true. You better look for your damn self. Don't believe it all till you see. And this lady, a black lady, looking to be about 30 something, was venting, talking about, can y'all believe this? In so many words, again, this is not quote. And by the way, I agree with everything she had to say. She said, have y'all lost y'all mind? What's going on down there in Mississippi? Do y'all know that this next administration has invited Mississippi Valley State University to be a part of the inaugural ceremonies, and they accepted? But to make it worse, they are trying to raise money. Let me say this before I say this. It's a known fact when you get invited to things like they pay you to even be there, okay? So obviously they did not pay them enough because they are trying to raise money to do the trip. And we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars they are trying to raise just to get to Washington, D.C. and be in this parade for this nonsense. Again, views and opinions expressed by yours truly do not necessarily reflect those of all of us ONYXCON's affiliates, associates, sponsors, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I can guarantee you one damn thing. Most of it does, because damn it, no, not I. Not me and mine. But anyway. So people are just like, wait a minute, what? They doing what? Somebody who has shown that they are literally trying to eliminate Black history in all public schools and in the entire educational systems of the entire U.S. of A. Trying to eliminate Black history, trying to eliminate true history, trying to take away all factual evidence of there ever having been a transatlantic slave trade. And then you got Black folk who done lost their mind, who say, well, that's right, we never was. There ain't no proof of them boats and all that stuff. We was already here. Every last one of us, all our ancestors was right here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But we ain't gonna go into that one so much right now. We're gonna just stay on point and deal with this one. How in the world do you justify being in one of the most historically racist states in the was at one time Confederate South, just like my state of Georgia that I'm walking this soil right now? This place was known for its racism, its hatred, so much so that the late great Nina Simone, R&B, jazz vocalist, legend, had a song that came out after she had just heard too much about the lynchings and beatings and horrible treatment of Black folk in Mississippi, that she came out with a song, Mississippi, goddamn. That was literally the chorus of the song. And y'all done, some of y'all, and let me say that something real strong, because I'm gonna say this. I know if I were an alumni of that school, or if I were someone who was considering going to that school, or if I were someone presently at that school who does not agree with this decision to be a part of this, man, it might have me in the administration office on Monday, like, yo, can I, I'm gonna need a transfer. What? Yeah, yeah. Whatever I gotta do, I can't, no. And here's all my paraphernalia. Every t-shirt, every hat, every shirt, anything I ever bought, y'all can have that back. I can't be caught wearing this. You know, and the saddest part, on that note, after I discovered the might of the band, I went looking into considering getting some paraphernalia. And I went to, again, shout out to my company, because like I said, that's my first go-to when I want to get HBCU gear. There's others I like too, but that's my first. Collegiate Lux. I went over there and man, they had one, and I said, oh, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that sweatshirt right there. It's got the MS, the VU, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Mississippi, yeah, MVSU, and it was like the letters crossing over each other. It's big, and it's got velour, and the stitching. Big old patch across the whole chest. It's beautiful. And then on the arms, it had the devil. There's a devil character that somebody drew for the campus. Somebody who's probably an alum did it years ago. I can't say that devil looks amazing. It's the thing I like about it. It reminds me of wonky comic book art I did when I was in high school and less trained. So I got a certain kind of sympathy and nostalgic respect for it still, because I remember when my drawings looked like that, when I didn't understand anatomy that well, or I did certain things. But then again, it's a cartoon. I was doing all that too. I was mixing real anatomy with cartoon. So again, it's not a bad logo, but it could be improved, right? And so I even at one point wanted to, and I still wanted to do this, and I started doing this. Being a visual artist first, I said I'm gonna redraw a lot of my favorite schools' mascots in my lens, in the key of Joseph R. Wheeler III art. You know what I'm saying? And for those who know my art and know what I can do, you're happy and excited about what that might look like, and I appreciate you. So I thought I would do that, and I had some drawings. And when I tell you one of my first, I didn't say second, third, fourth, I said one of my first drawings in this series was one of the Mississippi Delta, the Delta Devils. And because they did Delta Devils, and I had seen also that they have, they have a women's athletic program, so they got basketball and some other teams and stuff. And, so I said, oh man, so I'm gonna do a devil lady and a devil guy. I'm gonna make them have, some recognizable, quote unquote, African-American features, which meaning that could be anybody, okay? There's a lot of looks to us. So don't get it twisted on that, but I'm saying they would be recognizably, oh, there's some black folk. You feel me? And I did this, and I'm still proud of the drawing. Matter of fact, now I'm gonna have to do a separate video, and I'm gonna take clips of what I'm doing right now and juxtapose it, and I'm gonna show people this image. And I'm gonna speak on how it hurts when you got this kind of love that I had to come up with something like this, to be, and how disappointing it is when, man, I would have done, my intention was gonna be, I was gonna do this series of art, and it was gonna be for myself, because what I've learned about dealing with anybody, not just my own folks, but any human beings, boy, I tell you, when there's the potential, do I smell money? Oh, I think I smell some money. You know what I'm saying? What did I say? Folk who lead with money, power, respect, instead of respect, power, money. See, the design, the idea to even do this series was respect. It came out of respect. I said, I'm gonna do this thing, and I'm gonna honor these schools in my own way, because I be wanting gear. I be wanting to, and I'm a designer myself now. Don't get it twisted. I've done my own shirts, my own stuff. It's just hard to make merch. It takes time. You got to find the right people to work with. You got to find the vendors is the hardest part. The people who actually make it, your manufacturer, that's the hardest part. Once you get those people and they're reliable and always quality, sweet materials. I'm talking about, you touch this stuff, you're like, oh my gosh, that's butter. oh, this is exactly what I wanted. They send you the sample and you're like losing it. You're like, this is it. That's what I was looking for. You feel me? That's what I wanted. And it was hard to find, y'all. It was hard to keep because I had it at different times, but then it's, you know, companies die, they come and they go. Hey, if you're just joining us, hit a thumbs up. I want to check my sound because I'm out and about and I want to make sure you can hear me. Hit that thumbs up for me. Let me know you can hear me. Appreciate you. So, you know, I said, yeah, I'm gonna do this thing, right? I'm gonna do this thing. And I did it, started doing it anyway. And then this news today, it really hurts because I was going to make a series of these shirts for myself. And then I was going to share them with each school and ask them, hey, you know, I did this as an homage. You know, I never even claimed that these are official, licensed, or anything like that. Just ideas. And this is what fan art is. Fan art is, man, wouldn't it be cool if? Wouldn't it be cool if? And what I've learned as an artist, you cannot stop an artist from making something. Now, yeah, once you start selling it, yeah, that can be an issue. But even with that, I've learned about fan art. It's how people approach it. If you don't name it the thing, or if you don't outright say that's what this is or whatever, you can work around stuff. And then even then, it could possibly still become, you know, some legal ramifications. Somebody hit you up, hey, cease and desist. We know that this is inspired by our logo of this, that, and the other, our school, our colors, our whatever. It can happen. But I've seen huge companies that are built off of the model of doing just what I just said. They're homage companies. Like there's one I want to even get a shirt from, and they're smart because what they do is they deal with PWIs, right? All they got is predominantly white schools, the big ones, you know, and they know what some of us want, so they give us what we can't find nowhere. I'm the kind of guy, I love the mascots and the colors for how I'm gonna match that up with colorways on the shoes and everything else I'm gonna put with a fit. So I don't care about too many logos, and I don't need the letters saying every such and such in the mama and her cousin in them university at the statewide such as, oh, god damn, is that a county fair shirt or is it a damn, I don't need that. I don't like that look. I don't need that, right? So I specifically be looking for joints that just had a mascot. Just either, you know, the whole body or just the head. I love shirts like that. That's all I collect, mostly. I ain't gonna say I can't wear anything with letters. Cool, but the mascot got to be, you know, or even if it's letters, the letters gotta be like, that logo, it gotta be popping, y'all. Like, I like overlapping letters, like when they do like KSU right here in the Atlanta area. Shout out to Kennesaw State University, they got the Owls. Owls got some fresh gear. I got a jersey, a fan jersey from, I ain't gonna name the store, whatever. I got one years ago, affordably is what I'm saying. And it's a really nice jersey. Russell Athletic, shout out to Russell, I'll give him credit only because I like their stuff. I've got some other Russell gear, and it's good stuff. So anyway, shirt still looking good. Done worn it, washed it many times, all that good stuff. And I just noticed that pardon me, walking in the cold. That's why I keep zipping up my stuff. I should have had on more today. I'm not cold by no means, but I wish I had my scarf too, just to put a little something extra boundary around my neck. But I'm wrapped up. I'm wrapped up good, and I got on enough later. Like this thing here is a pretty warm sweatshirt. Shout out to my main man up there in Philly. I'll show y'all real quick. I always show it when I wear this, and I've worn it so much you'll know that it's been worn, but it still looks good. That's Bloodsucking Gamers. Bloodsucking Gamers up there in Philly. Shout out to y'all, man. That's my peoples. My homie Kirk. Shout out, fam. I know he gonna probably see this later, but I always shout him out when I wear this. And all my other Philly fam, ECBOC, ECBACC, East Coast Black Asia Comics Convention. What's good? What's good? So anyway, so I like shirts like that. And there's this company I found. They're not officially licensed, but they do these really cool sweatshirts and hoodies that will have the head of a mascot. And they're not even, the funny thing about them, they're not even doing their own version. This is where I don't know how they can play these games that I know I ain't gonna play. They taking the original. I wouldn't even want to. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I got a job working for the schools, and yeah, they give you all the elements and then you just play with them and redesign them how you want them into collections, okay, cool, but literally I'm just always wanted, yeah, but like I said, I'm glad somebody's doing it and getting away with it, because I mean, it's obviously legit enough. They around, ain't nobody suing them. They must be breaking off the schools something. They gotta be giving them a little something. But they'll have like, I like the Tar Heel for North Carolina. I love that goat, sheep, okay? I like the sheep with the ram, okay? Which I think is a sheep, you know, and he's the ram. And just the horns and the expression, yeah, all them old school characters always got their lip. I love them. Those are my favorites. I love all that. I grew up on that stuff, you know, and it reminds me of classic cartooning. Your Looney Tunes, your Hanna-Barbera, all that stuff we grew up on. So naturally it speaks to me because of that. Now, I want to, like I say, embellish the idea of a shirt like that, but for HBCUs. And I'm still gonna do this idea. At some point, I'm gonna release it, and I'm gonna even straight up say the, you know, inspired by, you know, something. I don't know what I'll say, but it'll be obvious that I'm giving a shout out to HBCUs. You know, it'll be very obvious. You know, if I got a bison running at you and the shirt is dark blue with red trim and white, you gonna know it's Howard. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna put no H on it. I ain't gonna put nothing on it. I'm not getting into all that. I'm not gonna get on all that. But my point will be to salute these schools, and yes, it will be a fundraiser, as we are a nonprofit organization. So if at the point where if I decided to make it a collection that I actually try to sell, I want it to benefit the schools, in addition to benefiting ONYXCON. But I know from past experiences, as soon as you get more people in the room trying to do business, oh man, then you're gonna really find out what it's all about. And it ain't gonna have nothing to do with the pure artistry. It ain't gonna have nothing to do with that beautiful spirit of, wouldn't it be cool? All that's gonna die slowly with a bunch of folks sitting at a table talking about, now who are you? Okay, now how long have you been doing this? And what are you? See, once you got to deal with all them, and well, let me get back with you. We got to have another meeting. We're gonna have about 10 more meetings, and at some point we're gonna even forget we even talked to you, so we're gonna stop communicating. God damn, you know. Once you've been through that nonsense a few times, you get to a point you're just like, you know what? I'm better off just doing this for myself. Just make some cool ass stuff for me and my friends. Anybody them want one? Hey man, you want one? I'm about to go to the printer. You want one? Send your money. All right, cool. You helped on this guy. That's it, man. And we're gonna make these shirts. You know, I'm gonna make a hat. I'm gonna do whatever. You know, that's how you gotta be. Because if you get into it, sometimes it ain't worth it. It's gonna be so freaking stressful. It's gonna take all the pure out of it. Everything that could have come out of it is gonna die before it could ever grow. You know, it's like sometimes I hear musicians I like on any kind of music, but to speak to my young folk and older folk in hip hop, I love when I hear one of my favorite MCs say, yeah, man, you know, I was in the studio with such and such and we were just vibing. I'm like, talk to me. That's art life right there. That's art talk. Everybody else understands what it means, but if you ain't an artist, you don't really understand what vibing really means. That's, man, it's euphoric, okay? It's euphoric, it's magic. It's this feeling when you know, yo, what we doing right now, this can't be replicated. This will never be again quite like it is now. And then they say, and we recorded some stuff. Man, I get so happy every time I hear that. Because some things ain't even for everybody else. It don't ever have to always be shared. But I do like when they say, you know what, we recorded it. And there's a bunch of stuff that ain't even came out. We did like 20 songs. I mean, God dang. And there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that with real artists. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of that. We took time to make it about the art first, because we know Man, if I got to call my label and you got to call your label and I got to call my manager and you got to call your manager and then we got to do all this paperwork on it. And man, damn, we might not make it. We might not even cut one damn track. But if you just go ahead and let art lead, let respect lead, you're going to wake up and say, man, I'm glad we did that when we did it, how we did it. Because sometime later, when it's time to apply the contracts and all that other stuff, if it got to be that way, of course it will, if you're going to release it, and you already on a label and they got you by the, you know, holding you hostage on what you done sold some of your life away to and all that stuff. Well, at least the purest part of it is done. Before there was anybody talking that other stuff, artists got together and did art. So, yeah, that's something that we plan to consider. Not saying when or how I'm gonna do it. I'm just saying it related to this whole incident with Mississippi Valley State, and it was disappointing, y'all, because and because they're such a lesser known of all HBCUs, and that's no offense to them if anybody went there. Y'all know y'all ain't, like, can't nobody say y'all name in a room like they can say Morehouse and everybody perk up. Everybody know what the hell Morehouse is. Dr. King went there. And so many other luminaries. It's like, it is what it is. It's no disrespect to what y'all are. Like I said, still, for anybody who's still stuck there amidst all this controversy, if you consider it controversial, because let's face it, some people voted for this nonsense, literally did. Many black people did want exactly what's about to happen in January. Some of y'all really did go for this and think it's for the best. So more power to you. I just don't want to be standing right next to you, as they say when lightning strikes, you know, because lightning gonna strike. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But anyway, wow. I just hope that people who are not part of the decision to be a part of that speak out against it or say something, even if it divides the alums and everybody, fine. Because you need to say something. You need to have it known, hey man, as an institution, maybe the band program went with that. We love the band. They're an amazing band, but this is a mistake. I don't know why they did it. Hey, what the hell? Somebody need to say something, in my opinion. Maybe I share that opinion with some other people who have a similar opinion, and I just had to express it because I feel like it's important that we acknowledge these things so that if they are found to be the mistakes I'm saying they are later, ain't nobody got to pretend we didn't try to help each other to see better. Respect first. Peace.